what's been happening?
Not much, just yeah, not much. I went into town today, done a bit of Christmas shopping. It was weird. People everywhere.
I went Saturday. Yeah, but, like, did you not think it was just like people was all over the place and the escalators and elevators and everything?
Yeah, just people everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. It was just. I was bored. There was nothing to do. Like me and my mate ended up sitting in the middle of Pigeon Park, just eating a Greg's bloody festive bake, watching the pigeons. It was insane.
Yeah, that's what we done. Just got a coffee, just sitting over just random places.
You can't go.
Weird, man.
You can't do anything, can you?
Nah, nah.
And
There's
it's like,
literally, yeah, nothing. But full lockdown ain't next month, so
is
that'll
that
be some more good fun.
is that what they're saying?
Yeah, that's what the rumour's saying. But they always do this. They give you a little, just this, let a rumour, a little bit of gossip come out a few weeks before, and then they hit you with the good stuff.
Mate, he dangles the carrot, then he just lobs it away, doesn't he? He does not know his arse from his elbow, does our Boris? I don't want to make it political conversation because I don't know enough, but it is a joke, man.
Yeah, it's a bit of it's a can of worms that we don't want to open.
No,
But while we're on the subject, yeah, what's your thoughts? What I've observed, it's
right.
weird what rubs people up the wrong way. So the mishandling of a pandemic, livelihoods being ruined. My mate's got no opinions on it. As soon as I wear a sovereign ring on social media, everyone's piping up. Everyone's got something to say about that, ain't they?
What they've been saying?
Well, not going back to the 90s and that, and these kind of things, and it's all good fun. But I'm thinking, bloody hell, man, if that's what is rubbing you up the wrong way in these times.
You got
And
some, yeah.
Yeah, man, I didn't know people felt so passionate about sovereign rings.
Is this a new choice that you've made then, Daz, to start wearing? Is this a new fad, or what?
The fact, I don't know, I just saw it and I liked it. People were asking me why. It was very simple. I saw it, I liked it, and I put it on.
What finger do you wear that on then?
Whatever I can fit it on, to be honest with you.
Depends how cold you are.
I prefer the pinky. If I had, with all things being equal, I would like to go with the pinky.
Would you?
Yeah, it's the pimp. It's that you're communicating your pimpness, which mine is quite low. I have to overcompensate for these kind of things. So,
how's your pimp days? Are they a thing or
pimp game? Oh, it's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing going on.
Nah, it's hard times out here, man. These streets. It's hard times, man.
Yeah.
But save a lot of money. That's the.
So you're never going to.
I'm trying to take.
You're going to switch the pinky ring to the wedding ring anytime soon, no?
It don't look like it, does it? What? Never say never, Dave. Never say never. It's quite tax efficient as well, isn't it, getting married? So that would be my main reason, and it's cost effective.
How is it cost effective?
Apart from the wedding.
Right, I've literally just got back from.
I'll get married at Greg's, I will.
Mate, by the time you get married, are we doing weddings? Mate, cost effective. I've just dropped £100 on Christmas Eve food, not Christmas Day. Yeah, 2 different.
What do you mean? Tell me more.
I don't even know what I've ordered. No turkey involved. What did I have? Picks. It's Cal called them. Picks, cheese, brie, crackers. To be fair, we ordered 20 bud. I did have 20 bud, to be fair, Budweisers.
I was going to say, I feel like this is I'm waiting to see like the downside of it. This sounds alright to me.
Well, just can't wait to get paid, mate, to be fair. But no, I'm looking forward to Christmas, to be fair. I'm looking forward to Christmas Day. Yeah.
What are we going to do? What's on the agenda this Christmas?
I'm going to Cal Sisters. We say Worcester.
Worcester with the relatives.
Yeah, I'm going to Cal Sisters. Just having a few drinks and having a good time. Then we're just hibernating, like the rest of the country, until we're told otherwise.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the lockdown for January,
Have you not had enough of it though?
January, I don't really like to come out of the house in January.
You choose that particular that particular month that you're not going to be exerting yourself too much.
Yeah, I don't buy into the New Year, New Me thing. I'm not doing anything, man.
you not feel like January has been the whole year though, Daz?
In a way, yeah. No, worse. It's been February, man.
You think?
Yeah, at least Jan has some like renewed optimism, isn't there? But February's like,
I don't know. I think January's proper blue, isn't it? Like proper dark. Obviously, the weather's terrible. The,
but that's when you do all your New Year's resolutions, isn't it, Dave?
no, but that's ridiculous. Like, I don't believe in that. It's ridiculous. New Year's
Why
resolution.
not?
Why have you got to wait for a whole year to pass to make a New Year's resolution or resolutions for that year to then go for the majority of that year to then wait for that year to finish and then do it again? I don't believe in it, mate. You're going to make a change. You're going to make it now, aren't you? That's me.
Reckon?
I reckon so. If you want something, if you want to do something, you'll do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You bought a pinky ring. You bought it. You liked it. You bought it.
I liked it. I bought it. It was simple.
I said I was going to start a podcast. I'm on the way to starting half of one. Do you know what I mean? This will do for now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So if you'd started in January, you would have had a full one, mate.
No, I think January, mate, because I was doing a bit at work for one of my clients, like around a bit of research around like Blue January and stuff. Just like it's proper depressive, man. Like they got, was it Blue Monday, like the 18th of Jan or 21st of Jan? Like,
what happens then?
That's just like the it's like the bluest, the most like kind of depressing day of the year, basically. The dark.
January the 18th.
I think it is. It's the like third Monday within January, within Jan, yeah. But then, like I said, I feel like the whole year has been the third Monday in January. But like,
you know what, in a sense, yeah.
Yeah, it's real bad for like everything. I think like physical health, mental health, everything, isn't it? I think January.
Yeah, but
it lasts about.
It is, but I think you have to manage it though, Dave. I think though it's not news now. We all know that it's coming. So, in my opinion, you have to do. You got to do what you got to do, man. So for me now, like, obviously it's a bit of a luxury, but I'll find like going on holiday in January really helps me.
Yeah.
Really does. Honestly, it's like breaks the winter up.
Is that what you've done like the last few years then?
Yeah, I try and go Asia way, and it just breaks up the winter, man. Like it takes, you know what I mean? It gives you that vitamin D and that bit of a boost that you need.
Yeah.
It just breaks up the winter. So I'd highly recommend it to anyone who like suffers in January. If you got the money. If not, man. I don't know. You saw these, you know, these UV lights you can get, the lamps you get.
Yeah.
Supposed to make you improve your mood slightly, but yeah.
What would happen then if you didn't go away? You reckon?
What, like this year?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, like what are you going to do this year?
We'll see, Dave. We'll see.
Just keep jumping on the call with me.
Keep jumping on the call with you.
Keeping you entertained.
But I don't know. This year, I just think, yeah, I would say. I mean, I think healthy habits always helps, like, because you know people don't take into account like all the shit you're gonna eat in January, like Christmas time.
Yeah.
So you always feel like shit after you've like been eating shit anyway. That's just, you know, 1 + 1 = 2. So healthy habits. I don't know. I just think you got to stay occupied. You know, I really do. Just try and stay occupied and keep your mind focused on something.
Yeah.
And keep the laughs high, man. You know, it can get dark, it gets dreary. Like, you know, there's plenty of stuff to be worried about. And
that's what I'm saying. Because like for a lot of people, January is hard enough as it is anyway, with normal circumstances. So like, it's going to be not interesting at all because it's not going to be interesting. It's going to be scary, isn't it? That I wonder what's going to happen this year. Well, not this year. Next year. Just how people are going to feel. I was watching the news man, and I was like, I turned it off because there's not anything happening, is there? Like, I mean, in terms of positivity, at least a year ago, there'd be bad news and murders and robberies and all that stuff. But then you'd see some kind of like.
It'll stop now, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. It's nowhere near. And you'd usually see some like elderly woman who's nearly been mugged, but then she's beat up the geezer. He's mugged a lot.
Yeah, and put one on him. Like.
He like fell off his bike and quad or whatever it is, and he's got arrested and that. Good news stories, you know what I mean? Like charity and that, but there's nothing. But I don't know. It's going to be. I think more so now than ever. It's just how dark it is and everything. It's just getting harder for people, especially when I think there's like, when was it? About a month ago they announced the vaccine, and everyone was like, "Wow." and then it's just all that vaccine news are just like evaporating there and disappear because apparently this new strain of COVID that's just miraculously just appeared just before Christmas.
Good, isn't it, man?
You know what I
Enough
mean?
to make you want to take the vaccine, isn't it?
Interesting, mate. It is like
I'm not a medical expert, but I just think.
I thought you were like you had the gear on and everything. I thought you was
What
Doctor.
do you mean, you cheeky bastard? No, I just think like obviously, you try and read around it, and viruses mutate all the time. That's like what viruses do. So I don't know. I just feel like this has come at a really good time to talk about new strains and stuff when we could have been talking about this. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. But I tell you what, I've learned in this pandemic in the UK. Anyway, I feel like there's 2 types of people here. I think like there's like one group of people that just watch the news, just mainstream media. That's where they get all the information from, and just blindly follow. And you got the other group who will kind of read into it, try and get informed on it, try and read the data, and then make informed decisions. And I just think like it's okay, even if you just watch the news, and you blindly follow everything that the man with the fluffy blonde hair says on the screen. Even that's okay. But I tell you what, I don't like is the shaming. People just shaming it. Oh, where's a mask? Look at the no social distancing there and all this type of thing. I just think it's ugly, man. It's ugly. Like someone put a video up of everyone, how packed the train station was the other day. People going from London back north to see the family.
Yeah.
And all the comments was like, oh, look at these selfish people and that. I just think if you're not going to read around it, or these subjects, you haven't got a horse in the race. You don't get to. You haven't got the privilege to like judge people and to enter this debate. And I just think that's the one thing I can't. It's a shaming, man. Like just the lack of empathy, I think, is quite worrying. I think it's quite worrying, man.
I agree with you. I do.
No, you don't, Dave. Your face tells me.
No, mate, I agree. I'm listening. You just told me to agree with us, then we just cause some beef. Do you know what I mean? And then we're going to get 1 million views. No, I agree.
That's how the game works, man.
I literally said about an hour ago when I was going shopping, I was like, is there even any scientific proof that the masks work? Is there?
Jury's still out.
Like, is that like social distancing? Like, it's 2 meters or whatever it is. In the summer, they just knocked it down to 1 meter because they fancied it. Because it's just insane. It's insane. Like, it's mad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we're wasting years because we can't do anything about it. Because even if me and you wanted to go for a beer, we couldn't. Well, we could just in a park freezing our balls off. But it's just like I literally just said to Carl, like I'll be spending like my second birthday in my second birthday in lockdown. Like our second wedding anniversary will probably be in lockdown. Like we haven't had a proper wedding anniversary yet. It's just a bit mad. Like how long can it go on for? Do you know what I mean? And like
March. That's how long it goes on for, Dave.
I don't know, man.
Because the money runs out then, mate. That's when. With March, that's what it's running to.
They pull it from all angles and holes, don't they?
I feel like I'm being pegged by the government.
Mate, imagine a tax. Mate, well, we're working to about 75 anyway, aren't we, sir?
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's the year like a loss of life, isn't it, for a year in a way. I feel like probably everyone's been kind of like not lab rats because I think that's a bad way of putting it, but in a way, yeah, they're kind of just let's try a bit of this, try a bit of that, and that don't work. But there's a lot of tinkering going on in that.
Yeah,
and effectively, like you've kind of lost. I think there's still some good things that have come out this year, though. I think a lot of people have been like reflecting a lot more, and I do think in the long term some good stuff will come out this year.
What are your main things then that you're like pleased to see?
Pleased to see.
Or that you've like you're happy that have kind of come to light. Because I know what you mean. Because I'll let you carry on, but like I know what you're saying.
No, you shoot.
No, go on. I'm interested.
Like, well, one thing, it's been good for the climate. I know it's corny and that, but whatever. But it's been good for the environment. It's nice to see people slowing down, actually, being in the outdoors more. Just, I go on my walks now and people, it's just that kind of human contact. So people actually like, you want to say hello to each other because we kind of took this human like contact and for granted in a way. So it's good to see everyone outdoors and that. And like I say, it's good to see people reflecting and someone questioning that. Is this okay? Is the way we're living? I feel like everything is under review.
Mm.
Like nothing's off the table, and I think we've probably needed this for a long time.
Yeah, it's quite
And
interesting what you said about like seeing like walking past strangers or whatever. Because when I've been running or walking when I've been at the house, it's almost like you give people a nod. It's like you're in it together kind of thing, isn't it? Because everyone's the same stress. It's like, are you doing what? Like everyone knows what's going on. It's like there's no secret. I know what you're saying. It's like in all for one and one for all. It's nice to see a lot of people have, like you said, made the most of more green space and been walking. And I think it's probably made them realise how much they need it as well, like being out in the fresh air, because it does me the world of good. Like I'm a different person when I go for. I'm guessing you are as well. You go for a walk and I come back a different person completely.
yeah, it's a game changer, man. It's a game changer.
100%. I didn't realise that. This is what I'm saying. How much it was until probably this year, and I don't know whether that is because of. It probably is because of Corona, to be fair. But I remember one time is when I was on furlough, probably July, August, and I was real bad, man, like real down. Didn't know what was going on with the job. Like just been in the house all day, probably for a couple of days straight, hadn't left the house. Didn't have much going on, and I was just I was just in a bad place. Like I just couldn't see the light basically. And then I remember I was speaking to my sister and my dad, and they turned up at my door. Like, come on, we're going for a walk. And then I was only at the house probably an hour, and then I just came back, and it just felt so much better, man. I don't know what it is about the fresh air, or just being out the house, or your eyes seeing completely different things.
Yeah.
But I remember that specific example of like being at the house and how that's helped me. But that's what I've tried. That's why I try and run as well. I haven't run for a week because I crippled myself at football last week. But that's why I do usually try and run once, well, every day or every other day. Because even if I don't want to go, if I'm at the house for half an hour or an hour, it's not even half the time for physical needs, even though I am a cripple. But I just know I'm going to come back, have a shower, and I'm just going to feel so much better about things. Do you have that?
Massive, man, massive. Honestly, it's just I always say like happiness is hard work. And like if it's very easy to just not get up, go out the house, do what you got to do. It's very easy to just do nothing and then let your mood just kind of decline. But it's hard to get off, get your gear on. I don't think it's like obviously you got the dopamine from exercise, you got the fresh air, you got this like completely like natural surroundings, and it just adds up. Like, and I do think if you live well, you work well. When you're living well and you're looking after your wellness, not even like a corny way, things just feel a little bit better, man. Like things just click, things just operate differently. You operate differently. It's like it's what your body needs, and that's it. That's just the game. Unfortunately, that's the price you have to pay. It's exercise. It's good. It's clean living, and there's no getting away from it. There's no hacks. Get yourself on social media, man. Get yourself some likes.
That's not the worst thing. All my mates have took the mick out of me for years because I always say, I'm coming off
wearing a sovereign ring.
One, because I'm wearing a sovereign ring. Two, because I'm wearing this silly hat. Three, because I'm always saying I'm going to come off social media, and I come off for about 10 to 15 minutes. No, but there's been a few times and they've had bets on me. Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, oh no, Callie ain't coming off, no chance. Because obviously I'm on it, and I need to be on it for my job and stuff. But then when I do come off, I feel I feel cleansed almost. I came off a couple of weeks ago, literally for like a few days, but even that few days, I felt cleansed. And then you're probably going to say, like, why did I come back on? Because I don't know. Because I think because I wanted to come back on. Like I thought, well, there's nothing much else to do. I can't leave the house, lockdown. I can't, the only app I had was LinkedIn, and I was like, I can't be looking at that on a Saturday, can I?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's fine. I don't think social media like it's terrible, but you can't let it use you. You got to be like fully aware of what you're doing all the time because it's easy and then you just scroll mindlessly, and half an hour later you're thinking, But then I'm starting to think now, like, what good is it that ever comes of me like going on my social media realistically? And I think, yeah, I don't know. I just have to ask myself the question. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. But I was talking to the lads about it earlier and how addictive it is. And then so I said, like, sometimes try and just swap apps because I know I'm going to scroll on something on my phone. So I just think, maybe I delete Insta and like so I download like a trading app instead. You know, do some productive with my time instead of like scrolling mindlessly through this kind of hot mess that is, I can just get an app that might be quite productive. You know what I mean? Just try and swap it over. But I don't know, man. It's so ingrained in us now, and it was so conditioned to be doing these things.
It's there are times that me and Kelly have been sitting there, and we're both very aware of it. Like, say, watching, I don't know, Friends or whatever on the telly, and the break comes, and you're literally like, she's on one sofa, I'm on another sofa, and we're just doing this, and then we ain't talking nothing, and it's like we purposely make like a rule to either leave our phone upstairs at night. When we could go to restaurants, we'd like put our phones on top of each other, so we just don't touch them. I think you've got to make those different. You've got to pull them in, man, because it's mad. Mad, you've been that many times. We've got to bed. I'm facing one way, like Cal's facing the other, just on our phones, and it's not good habits to be in at all. And then we both have to like you have to work and say like what we're doing here, like what we're even looking at, like what we're after, like what we're reading, what we're looking. You know what I mean? It's mad. It's like it is addictive. It's programmed. It's structured and it's made to be that way for us because it's not. I think it's quite a manipulative. I didn't even say that. But manipulative.
Easy for you to say, Dave.
Manipulative.
Manipulative.
I can't. I'm not strong with me. I can't say it, but I think it's structured in that way to make us scroll, make us do something else.
Yeah.
From what it used to, its initial intentions, I think it's just gone the opposite way completely, man. It's like it's like you saying, like how many people have you seen go on holiday in the last month, or the Z listers are going to Dubai? Like you're seeing things. God, I should be doing. You're seeing all these inspirational quotes that if you haven't done it, if you haven't created a business in lockdown, or if you haven't made more money in lockdown, you've wasted time. What have you wasted? You've been surviving, like. But and if you're looking at that and you're seeing that a few times, and you think, God, have I just?
Yes, mate. That's when the anxiety creeps in, and then
mate.
Yeah.
Then that just like adds to your mental health or hinders your mental health, and then
100%.
And you start thinking, right, you start questioning yourself, thinking, God, have I? Because I was up, mate. Look at the last year. I've had 3 jobs from December to December. I've worked about 14 days in the last now. I've worked about 4 or 5 months in the last year. I had 5 months off from start of April to pretty much start of September. So what's that? 5 months. Yeah, 5 months, like I said. What did I do in that time? I could have made this podcast a year ago, 6, 7, 8 months ago. I could have lost 2, 3 stone. I could have, I could have done so many more things, wrote more, created my own business, X, Y, and Z. But I kept thinking all these things when I was off, and I was trying to get into the headset and the mindset of doing it. And I just thought, you know what? Just you're surviving, man. Like every day is a struggle. So just make sure you're getting through every day. So that's what I didn't put any pressure because I'm used to so much pressure. I'm putting so much pressure on myself usually.
Where's the pressure come from, though, Dave?
Which question?
Where does the pressure come from, though?
Pressure.
Yeah.
Me myself, mate. I'm crazy. Like no one will put more pressure on myself than me. Like.
And how's that been going for you?
Better now because I've realised in the last year I've definitely realised you're doing all right. Like you might not be as creative and progressive as you want to be, but at the minute, like you're just getting through day by day. You've got yourself back in it working. Like you and Keller are okay. Like all your family are okay. Like look at the stuff that's going on. You're okay, and I've kind of like been having a word with myself to realise that I'm actually all right, like I'm okay, because I'm terrible for like putting too much pressure on myself and thinking, right, I've got a job. When am I getting my promotion? Right,
Mm.
I've started a podcast. When am I going to get to 10 episodes? When am I going to get to 10,000 followers? When am I going to do this, that, and the other? When none of it really matters, mate. Like the most important thing is, I've said I was going to like start this. I've started it. I'm happy enough with that for now. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, me and you were talking. I said, Dad, you fancy this? Yeah, yeah. We've actually sitting here doing it rather than keep saying we're going to do it. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
I think just I've learned to kind of just be a bit more content with myself and actually be a bit probably be a bit kinder to myself, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's powerful when you start doing that, mate. It's great to hear because it's powerful, man. I think a lot of people should be more kind to themselves because why would you be? I think then you have to break it down. Like, why would you be unkind to yourself? Because all it is just like you might have, I think like it's that old phrase, isn't it? The comparison is the thief of joy. And I think once you can switch everything off around you, the noise, turn the noise off, you can start thinking clear. You can be kind to yourself.
Mm.
There is no need for like, if realistically beyond sort of like survival, looking after your family, friends, people around you. The rest is just like it's folly, isn't it? The rest is just stuff to do, innit? And I think what the trap that everyone's fell into is like everyone thinks you're like slowly, just always increasing, like what you're achieving or whatever. Like you were saying, you just think, oh, when's my got the job now? When's my next promotion? You actually just have years of just sort of stagnating, and then something will just happen, and then you fly up. You know what I mean? That's normal. But instead, we always want this like steady, just grow. Don't work like that, man.
You know, I
And
said,
same with like the social media. You heard of like cognitive dissonance?
yeah, yeah,
Like when you're watching TV, like your reasoning faculties turn off and stuff. You're just taking everything in.
yeah,
All your reasoning faculties just turn off. It's the same with social media, man. Like you saying, oh, this man, this person, that person's in Dubai, killing it. If you haven't started the business, all this type of thing. Just you have to just take the step back and say, hold on a minute, man, hold on. That is an accumulation of like 10 years work to where they've got to, and a lot of luck. That's okay. That's just where they're at. There's like a millions of other stories where people just living normal lives, doing normal shit.
yeah,
That's it, man.
yeah.
I'm getting up. I'm having my beans on toast. That's you know what I mean. This is just, and that's it. That's all it is, and that's when social media is tricky for me. It's because you just stop like reasoning. You stop thinking objectively about things.
Have you been there then? Like, so and I'm guessing you have. You've been there sometimes, and you've been looking at Insta or Facebook or whatever, and you're thinking, God, why am I not doing that? This kid is 5 years younger than me. God, why I'm 5 years? You know what I mean? I should be. Have you been there?
I used to, yeah, a lot, but now, not really. Not really.
At
I
peace with
look now,
yourself?
I just think, I don't know, man. I'm angry. I'm a angry little guy, Dave. I'm angry at the world by default, and I think that's
Don't be
that's
shouting at
better
me,
for
freak.
me. You are.
Don't be shouting at me, freak. Bloody hell, I'm only trying to have a
Because
conversation.
you see, Dave. You did this to me.
Why are you angry?
No, I just think like there's so many things that are wrong, so many things that need to be changed, so many truths not being told, and it's just accumulating to this like hot mess of what is modern life at the moment. So yeah, I used to look and think, yeah, I should be doing that, but in reality, it's just one day at a time. I can only take on what's in front of me,
Exactly, mate.
and not all of us are going to be outstanding. Not all of us are going to be millionaires. That's life, I think. But if I can just take on what's in front of me now and do the best I can, that's it. Other than that, it doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't matter when it comes down to it. And that's it.
That's a good way to be, though, isn't it? And that's the case of literally just taking it each day as it comes, or each week as it comes, because that's all you can do, isn't it?
Mm.
My problem as well in the last few months and even weeks has been I've been looking too far ahead with all COVID stuff, getting sucked into the news, and then I'm speaking to my friends and they're saying, "Yeah, but Dave, you can't look that far ahead, otherwise you won't get out of bed."
Spot on, man.
Yeah, if you're looking at because realistically, in my opinion, like, not to get back into COVID and all that stuff, but you're looking at this for another good long while. Don't put a time limit on it. It's not going to be March. I wouldn't say it's going to be whatever. But if you're so doom and gloom about that, then it's going to just fixate in you, and it's just going to consume your whole mindset and your whole frame of thinking and thoughts. Like,
Yeah.
And I've been there. I'm like a roller coaster. I'm terrible. Like, I am like a roller coaster. Look, the other couple of weeks ago, I was
What
terrible.
kind of roller coaster though, Dave?
Not one I want to be on.
Pepsi Max or
Nah, mate. Not one I pay
on the
for.
shit ones?
Nah, definitely last couple of months I've been proper like that.
Mm.
And I thought I'd find it easier going back to work and having more things to kind of occupy my mind and stuff. But I haven't really. I found being at work and then being inside the house, I found it harder now actually being on furlough and having all that free time off. Weirdly enough, I thought it'd work the other way, but I don't know why. But some days I wake up and I just feel so gloomy. I feel like there's like a cloud hanging over me. Then other days I'm absolutely fine. I got a spring in my step and I'm bouncing around, and I'm like, then when you're in that mindset, you're thinking, how could I ever be this? How could I ever be so low? Do you know what I mean? How could I ever be so like sad about stuff and like gloomy about stuff? But then it's life in it, mate. Like, and you just got to like that's what I keep telling myself. You've got to keep taking it each day as it comes, and then speaking to the right people. Speaking generally about
Massive, man, massive. Especially for men, we don't talk. That's right, and that alone shaves like years off our lives. Just not speaking about things.
Yeah,
Because we're the big men, we don't have to talk about things. I'm strong and silent, you mug. And look where that's got us. But it's good that you're speaking about things. But I also think everyone needs to just manage their expectations a little bit. I think everyone thinks we should get up and feel great every day. Because I felt it one day, I should feel like this every day. And if I don't, something's wrong. No, that's just there's no rhyme or reason to it. Some days you just get off feeling better than others. And that's okay. When you accept that, it's easier. I get off, man, I feel like shit today, man. Let me just focus on what I got to do today. I feel like shit. But you can't control that up and down. You can alleviate or some things. But the only thing you can really control is what you focus on. So I know if I'm feeling shit anyway, that doesn't mean it's going to last the whole day. I'm just feeling like shitty at the moment. I might just go out the house. I might just go and grab a coffee, get on a phone, have some banter with someone or something. Do you know what I mean? Mood. This is what I mean, man. People think moods are like static and they just stay. They just kind of. Nah, man.
That is interesting because as much as I probably haven't thought about it that way. That you just kind of got to accept the fact that you are going to be up and down. Obviously, it's obvious, isn't it? But obviously, it's obvious what I'm saying. But it is. It's like you can't be consistent. You can be consistently inconsistent, can't you? Basically.
Yes, but and that's humans. Because the opposite is robots. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's interesting because, like you say, I think once you make peace with that, things become easier.
Honestly, I really do, man.
You look like you talking through it. Because I think when I spoke to you a couple of years ago when we were speaking and that, you probably weren't as content as you are now, I'm guessing.
100%, man. 100%. I was just, man, in a dark place, man, But I think there's nothing special about. I'm not that special where it's only me who's going to go through dark periods and down periods in a life. So everyone goes through it. I just wish I knew now. You know what I mean? I wish I knew then what I know now. And
what did you do then? Like, how did you kind of get into that?
Man, I've done everything, man. I read all the books. Even done a bit of counselling. Man, I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I was, you know what I mean? I was there, man. I was full in, just doing what I could. But I think
what made you get into that? Like, what do you think got you into that mindset of dark, like you're dark and down, or just life?
Probably accumulation of things, really. To be fair, Dave, accumulation of things. I don't know. I think something strange happens when you get your late 20s, early 30s, And I don't know, something's just strange happens. It's almost like it's time. You know what? Remember all that shit we've been pushing down and all that stuff that's bothering you. We're gonna hit you with it now, and you're gonna have to address it. And I just think it comes to everybody. I don't think there's any getting away from it. It just comes at different times. You know, you call it the midlife crisis or whatever. You know, it's gonna come to everybody.
Kelly always says about me. She says I'm having a midlife crisis every week.
I just think it's a good thing though. I think like all it is just you questioning everything around you. And that's what it is. It's like you don't understand. You don't understand why you feel the way you feel, and you don't understand why you're so melancholy. And then you just have to work through your shit, Dave. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Work through your hang-ups, work through all that shit that all the stuff you deny about yourself, you can't accept. You just got to work through it all, mate. It's a process. But
interesting, mate. So I was thinking about that because I'll probably say, like with anxiety and stuff, I probably had that probably all my life, but then it's probably only the last 5, 6, 7 years that I've recognised it as like it's not a problem. It's like something I just deal with. And then I think, like you say, once you kind of face it head on, like I can be an anxious person, or I can stress about this and overthink about this. Once you kind of deal with it, it's almost not easy to deal with or manage, but you understand it a bit more, don't you? I think.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the main thing for me. And then that can lead into like other, it can get you proper stressed out and dark and down and depressed and stuff. But then, like I say, when I've wrote about it before, and then obviously you reached out to me and that was like a big thing to actually like open up and speak about stuff, because exactly what you were saying with the strong, silent, toxic masculinity types that can't speak, but it helps, mate. Like the amount of times, like I felt stressed and I've gone to speak to Carl or a friend, and it just you don't offload, but you just feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulders. It's absolutely it's mad really how you feel after 10-minute, 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And like I'm quite a big advocate of that. Like mate, I love talking. Like as do you. Like I'm surprised with back and forth here. I thought it'd be like just fighting for the mic, but you know what I mean. But I love talking. Like I encourage it. Like I don't care how old, ugly, big you are. Like I think if you're not talking, then you're hiding. There's something deep down that you're struggling with. Or I don't really understand people like that, because if there's that much help out there now, I know it's easier for others than it's easier for some than others. Like I'm quite an open person, like so I can speak about it. But then there's obviously closed books of people, isn't there, that don't want to speak about it. Will call me a puff, or call me this, that, and the other, because what's he doing talking about this shit? But then, like I've had it before. God, you're big, you're bald, you've got tattoos, like from the Black Country. You can't be talking about shit like this. Why not? Why can't I be? It's ridiculous. That's your problem, not mine. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think just the biggest thing that I found with all this and dealing with your head, regardless of pandemics and crises of the world and all that, is just generally just speaking about it, or just whether you're being asked questions, like don't close people off.
Yeah, but you'll never, and I think that's great. And I feel like, I do think we come on leaps and bounds in this area for sure. Especially, I mean, like we're playing catch up to women, man. Women, talk about it, they can resolve their shit. Men, we just like we're boys with big boy pants on. We never grow up in a way. We always got the armor on all the time.
Yeah.
And you just get tired, and you just think, oh man, yeah, I'm just a bit tired. I don't care. People judge me. People probably judge me for like, if you want to judge me for me trying to like become a better person and stuff, and me becoming a better person, I can help other people. And if you want to judge me for that, then that's on you, man. We ain't got to speak. That's cool, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think you'll never completely eradicate like mental health problems like that. Because a lot of it's just part of being human.
I will. I'll eradicate it all.
You will.
No.
You will. You're the Elon Musk of mental health, man.
Carry on, sorry.
Nah, but I just say, like, I just don't think you'll completely eradicate it. Because one, I think things like anxiety, depression, it's part of being human. I really do. I don't think humans are these things that need to be fixed. I don't believe that. I think what everyone goes through is normal. It's just how you just have to deal with it. Like, just don't judge yourself and think there's something wrong with you for having it. You know, feeling how you feel. That's the big thing. It's you know what I mean. You're normal. If you're feeling these things, actually, you're very normal. But what's the problem is though, where it's like compounding problem is mainstream media advertising what you see makes you feel like you are wrong. It always makes you feel like there's something wrong with you. So people, it's very hard to be happy because the machine like is built on you not feeling good about yourself, not feeling normal. Because then you don't have to go buy X, Y, and Z. You ain't got to get this application. You ain't got to start, stunting and getting all these. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the game, really. So it's this constant battle all the time with with the outside world. But it's interesting. It's interesting, and I think I don't know. I'm definitely in a better place than I was a couple of years ago, for sure, man.
You
For
see
sure.
me, man? You definitely see me?
What about you, man? So you're not going to set no big hairy goals for 2021,
Yeah,
or?
of course I am. I'm going to reach for the
Oh
start
yeah.
once again. Yeah, I think.
It's your year. You're going to do you this year.
In my year since 1989, Daz. But no, I think
Yeah.
I was saying this the other day. I want to set some goals, just objectives that I want to reach. Because if you write stuff down and make it as specific and KPI'd as possible, it's more achievable than actually just saying, "Oh, Daz, you know what? I'm gonna get sponsorship of £1 million off this podcast by this time next year." And me just saying that out loud doesn't mean a thing. But then if I'm writing it down and have it in a structured plan and break that down even more, whether it's month by month, week by week, even day by day. But yeah, I think I've got a couple of things I want to have a look at and sit and attempt to achieve.
You're not going to share though, are you, Dave? Because people start calling you out on your bullshit otherwise.
Yeah, mate. Before you said you was going to do that in January. Before you said you were going to do that in February. Yeah, no. Nah. How about you? Are you kind of going to have a look at that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting what you say about KPIs because I think actually that's probably more important than the actual goal, isn't it?
It's one big thing, Matt. I learned at my one of my agencies a couple of years ago. So you can go into work and you can just say do a normal week, but then because obviously I'm always like client based. Say if I want to achieve 10 things for the client, right, for the month, it's all good. And say you're my client, it's all good and well me saying, right, Daz, by end of January we're gonna have those 10 things done, and you're gonna be like, okay. But then internally, how am I actually gonna achieve them? Because I could just be all over the place. Do you know what I mean? But if I write it down in like a structured plan and say like, right, by January 14th, I want to have 5 of those things achieved. How am I going to achieve them? How am I going to achieve them? I'm going to have to think about breaking it down. So then obviously that kind of blocks it down into week by week kind of activity. That's how I kind of think about it. And then you can actually look at it and think, right, are those 10 things that I've promised Daz by the end of January, are 10 of them actually going to be achievable? Or is it more realistic to tell him we can get 7 or 8 of them done and we can start the other 2 things, but they're more realistically and likely to come in February? Do you know what I mean? And that's how that's how I've worked the last probably 3-4 years now. So very kind of.
And that works for you. It's like it's effective way of doing things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially at work. I think if you've got like a number or a target or whatever it is in your head. I hate the fact that I'm even talking about this and being all lingo jingo with the professional terminologies. But I think if you have numbers in your head or a target in your head, and you kind of your path of getting there, and it's clear as day, you're probably more than likely going to hit that. But then if I just, because usually, mate, you go from here to here, you want it to be like that, don't you? But usually it's like that, innit? It's like you don't know. But then if you plan it ahead and you're very strategic,
the messy middle, innit? That's what they call it. The messy middle.
If you're very, very strategic in what you want to do, you're more than likely, I believe, you will achieve them. And I have at previous jobs, and obviously the job I'm at now. But I've always struggled to actually adopt that methodology into my personal life, because I thought, right, it's at work, just leave that alone. That's what you need to do for work. It's Friday night, I'm having a beer. But then if you start thinking like that for your own life as well, like, I think you.
Do you know what? It's tricky. You know why it's tricky though, and I think why it is tricky in your personal life to do it.
Go on.
I think there's so many goals there's so many things that's out of your control.
Yeah.
For one, and I think two. I mean, the amount of times I've set goals and I'm halfway through it, and I'm thinking, Matt, why have I even set this goal? Is this for me? You know what I mean? What was the purpose of this, mate? Who am I doing this for?
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's a bit trickier in your personal life. But yeah, I think the rules stay the same. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
You ever read Bill Walsh? A book by Bill Walsh. You ever heard of him?
I've heard of him. I think, yeah.
He's an NFL coach, one of the best
I think I've heard
of all time. He's got a book called "Score Takes Care of Itself." I think that's what it's called. Anyway, it's written by Bill Walsh, but the main takeaway is like the score takes care of itself. So it's like if you do everything you need to do, like performance-wise, then don't worry about the score. Eventually, like that will take care of itself. You just got to concentrate on the job. You just got to concentrate on everything that needs to be done, and then the result. Because sometimes the result's actually not in your hands, and you might get a bit of bad luck here and there, and that. Well, it's a good book, man. I recommend it especially if you like sports and that as well.
But it's all about the mindset, isn't it? And kind of planning ahead.
Are we going to do for the thumbnail for this when it's on YouTube and that is going to be that picture of someone pointing to their mind?
I need to figure out how to do all that. I haven't got a clue how to do all that.
All right, let me give you it now.
To get a screenshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe we can do that if you want, like this. Yeah, sound.
Yeah, it'd be quite ironic, wouldn't it, really?
But no, mate, it's good to talk. I think about everything we've spoken about, which is obviously helpful.
Yeah, I do think some people are gonna oh, what are they on about, man? What's this? This deep shit they're talking about, man.
I can't wait to get the messages and be like, "Cheers for that, Dave. I've just listened to an hour of you blabbing, and I'm none the wiser as to what I've just listened to and what you've actually just said. Like, what you want? Like, can you nip this in the bud right now? Nobody needs to be hearing this nonsense that you're spouting. That's what, I guarantee.
Is that what you're hoping for?
Probably hope. I don't know if hope's the right word to use. That's, to be fair, more expectation. That's an expected text, or just like a screenshot of me and you, and they probably put Dumb and Dumber or something. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Caption this. I'm looking forward to that. Even I'm a sucker for a witty caption, even if it is like more expensive.
I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about kind of like how it mental health, and I'm sure I'll be talking about it again. And
yeah, you definitely had an agenda here, Dave.
Mate, we slowly just went in there, didn't we? Like that. Like slowly.
That is good. But I think it needs to be talked about as well, doesn't it, sometime?
Yeah.
I think it's good to dispel it as well. I don't like it being. I don't want it to be like a thing that's on trend. You know what I mean?
That's the thing that kind of annoys me a bit as well, in terms of it's like topical or like trending to talk. It's like if it's trending on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It must be important if it's trending, but it shouldn't be that kind of. It shouldn't just be like that. It should be spoke, not just mental health, just anything. It should be spoken about all the time.
Yeah, and I think I do. So the fact that maybe we'll get a bit of stick, but that's life. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I think you need to be a bit selfless in these kind of situations. Yeah, okay. Someone takes a piss out of me for speaking about it. That's fine. But if one person listens to what I've said, and they're not gonna just do something silly to themselves, they're not gonna, because it happens. Let's be real. It's the numbers aren't good. So I think if I'm not gonna get over myself and I'd speak about something so I can help someone else, and just because I can't get over myself and talk about it, then I'm not cool with that, man. That's not the person I want to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I've had friends before that I've helped, and I was ringing like helplines and stuff, and the people were thinking it's me down the phone, thinking I was the person, because I was literally saying to them, I'm ringing for a friend.
Yeah.
They're like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to get help. So there is people out there, like, you shouldn't be seen as weak. or less of a man or anything like that. I wouldn't say. It's
I tell you what, do you think we always want to want to do everything on our own? I think that's not like for a lot of men, we want to do it on our own, we want to achieve it on our own. You know, we don't need help. We don't want to. You know what I mean? It's like it's not very manly, is it, to ask for help?
nah, it's not. But I ask for help all the time. So I'm
Yeah,
not,
yeah, because you're low ego, Dave. That's why you're doing well.
I'd rather it's me and Kel have this. Kel won't ask for help in the shops at all. Like say she needs to look something down an aisle, and then she say if I'm with her, ask the assistant or ask the shop, the people.
I'm the same, man. I'm the same.
Why though?
I don't know. It's weird. Like it's just, mate. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of pride. Maybe we don't want to look silly.
That's all it is, pride. And I'm there. Like if I can't see something within this section of my, and it's literally there, I'm not looking for it. Excuse me, love. Where's the beans? Like, do you know what I mean? And what that sounds. I just want the help, mate.
Yeah, mate. It's easier, isn't it? What's that old phrase? Faster alone, but further together. And that's the thing, man. Like you go further, and like when you just reach out, sometimes it takes you far, mate.
I think I think I like talking to people, and I like getting to know them as well. Like, there's been that many people I've spoke to, and I can just see they're real tense, and they're not used to me. Like they're not used to someone being so like warm with them or asking them so many questions. And it's not because
Never met a stranger, though, have you, Dave?
Exactly, mate. But the thing is, though, yeah, you've got me there. But I think I'm just interested. I'm just quite intrigued by people, and just I like to get to know people and like the interests of their, And if you're an interesting, cool person, I'm gonna want to get on with you. So it's not me being nosy asking questions. Well, maybe I'm a nosy bastard, but I just like to get to know people. And then I've seen people like be like this. Who's this geezer? Like keeps asking me questions. Then they realise I'm not a threat, or do you know what I mean? I'm not after anything. I'm having a conversation. I'm just talking so that I can just see him like loosen up a bit and be a bit more warm and receptive. And then that's when they start.
You do that on purpose, or you just think that's how you naturally are?
Nah, I'm naturally just a cool guy. Do you know what I mean?
You can't teach it, can you? You can't teach that, son.
No, I'm like just cool, calm, collected, and anxious. That's me. No, I think I'm just quite comfortable, luckily, in a lot of scenarios and situations. Look, I don't know why or how. It just kind of just happened. That just seems to happen with age, man. But I just like helping people and talking to people. So if I could, like you say, if just us two wobbling on about this, that, and the other, and someone can not read this, can listen to this or watch it and be like, what they're talking about is sense somehow.
Somewhere something might make sense. But
yeah, mate, there's a lot of people. If bloody Tyson Fury can be talking about it, all these big geezers talking about how much they've struggled, brink of suicide, anxiety, depressed, this, that, and the other, then like the heavyweight champion of the, you know what I mean? It's so I'm sure we can talk about it. And I'm not you, though, mate. I don't really give a shit what people say because I've heard worse. I'm self-deprecating anyway. So what's the worst they can say to me? Do you know what I'm saying? They can't.
Yeah, definitely, man.
They can't say anything I haven't heard already. Like, God, what's this? What's this for? Why is he so this puff? Why is he talking about this for? God, he's such a wuss. Weakling, all this stuff. Behave.
Yeah.
Mate, I'll take the piss out myself before you get there. So, is what it is, man. And I think.
Is there anything you learned from 8 Mile? It was that fundamental lesson, wasn't it, Dave?
What's that?
We met Eminem, when he's in the battle and he just takes a piss out himself. Just pure bars about himself.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been trying. No, it's funny you've touched on 8 Mile because I've been trying to find it to watch.
Mate, the DVD. You got to go old school, man. You might have to dig up the DVD from somewhere,
Netflix or no TV.
Blockbuster.
Mate, Blockbuster's in strong decline, isn't it?
Strong decline is an understatement.
Not even it's not. It doesn't exist anymore, does it?
It's not a thing anymore, Dave. It hasn't been for about 12 years.
Don't you mean, mate? I miss Blockbuster now, actually.
Oh, me too, man. I miss it. I mean, just getting like the video games and that.
Yeah,
I do miss a lot. I miss a lot of old shit that's like inconvenient and time consuming. But I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird, man.
But I think mate, that's a great place to just conclude. I'd say, like, I'm gonna go watch 8 Mile. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
great to speak to you, Daz, and good to see you, mate.
Yeah, you too, Dave. Which way you go?
Stay safe and keep the peace.
Stop the spread. See you later.
See you later.